We're going to be changing the blade belt here. We'll start out by taking off these two. You can see we definitely need a new belt here. So we're going to take this one off. What we'll do is we'll just simply lift it up, get it out of the way. We're going to flip the machine over, air filter side up, and begin working on it from that side. We're on the other underside of the mower now. You can see the transmissions here, and here's the belt, the blade engagement belt here. Just kind of hanging out. It goes on this pulley right here. So what we have to do is get the transmission pulley off here. The transmission belt off here. And we'll do that by disconnecting the spring up top. We'll get a pair of needle nose pliers, move that out of the way, and then we'll be able to move this transmission, up and down, and get that blade belt off, get that transmission belt off, and then we'll be able to pull this belt right off as well. All right, so we get this spring back here disconnected. Again, that spring right there goes into that hole right here. All right, and with that spring disconnected, the transmission will now move freely back and forth here. And what I did is I saw somebody else had to loosen this guide here, but I didn't have to do that. I just kind of pulled this transmission forward, and the belt back here and back here. This is the transmission belt. This one just kind of loosened once I pulled this forward, and I was able to squeeze it out of the area there. And then the PTO belt, that just came off with it as well. All right, so this is what it looks like under there. We're gonna grab the new belt and put it back on, reinstall. All right, we got the old belt off. The blade engagement belt right here, the old one. It's looking pretty chunky, a little frayed, whatnot. We have the new belt here. This is actually an X-Mark belt, so hopefully it'll be a little bit of an upgrade over this OEM belt. All right, so we got the new belt in there. And I just wanted to quickly show, you're gonna have to get it through this metal guide right here. This piece right here. You wanna slip the belt so it's behind that metal guide. So we're gonna go ahead and push that up towards the front. All right, so now it's in the pulley. We're gonna go ahead up in the front and pull it back over the pulley in the front of the mower. All right, the mower's tipped on its side right now. And you can see back there, we got it installed on the pulley. Back there, brought it up around the front. All right, we're gonna go on the back of the mower here, tighten things back up, put the spring back on, and we should be good to go. All right, we're back under the back side of the mower underneath, and we slip the transmission belt back on here, right on this pulley here. All right, and it's gonna go right above here, right back onto this one. Can't get a great shot of it, but you can see it there. All right, we're back onto this pulley here. We're gonna move the transmission back that way, just with my hand. I'm simply gonna push it up. We're gonna reattach the spring right here. All right, we're gonna put that there. I'm gonna bring this up and reattach that spring back into that hole right here. All right, this spring right here, that was a pain to get back on. What I found is don't use the needle nose pliers. Use a pair of these. All right, this has the bigger teeth, the bigger grip on it. All right, you really have to grab it, and you really have to pull it back. I was almost tipping the machine back over this way towards me with the amount of force I was using to pull that spring. But once I use these, as opposed to the needle nose that I was using, it was a lot easier to get that spring pulled on there.